Hello, and welcome back, hunters. I'm Cara Blockwood, your assigned lead paranormal investigator. Today's investigation is a mysterious one, codenamed Lamp. Now, allow me to actually paint the scene for you. And while I share all the spooky details with you lovely viewers, please help the IRE organization by subscribing, liking, sharing, and hitting that noti bell. This is very important because your support helps in every way to aid the protection of civilians against the ongoing threats of the supernatural, also the cryptids and the like. And if any of you have any sightings, any at all, or encounters you wish to share, please leave them down in the comments so the IRE can be informed of the new possible threats or investigations that need to be looked into. The year is 1966, the month November, where a couple's world was forever shaken and Mothman born. Frank Bellevue, age 25, and Amy Bellevue, age 22, had just put in their vacation for a whole week of bliss. Frank and Amy are newlyweds. They were high school sweethearts that were the sort of couple that could finish each other's sentences and knew each other's minds better than anybody else. Frank worked as a full-time cashier at a local grocery store. It was a simple job, but it paid the bills. And that's all that really counted for their life. Now, Amy, she worked as a nanny. She was great with kids and one day hoped to have one of her own. Both were born and raised in the town of Point Pleasant, New Virginia, but nothing could prepare them for what they would encounter next. The day was November 15, 1966, the first day of their honeymoon. The couple was heading to the woods to enjoy a late-night romantic picnic. Amy was dancing in her seat and singing along to the radio, and Frank had a loving smile on his face. Their heads were filled with the romantic evening that was to come. They were traveling down State Route 62 at midnight, near an abandoned military armory building and power plant, which was about 30 miles outside of town, when out of the corner of their eye, Amy spotted a 6 to 7 foot tall, menacing figure. She gasped and then screamed, trying to get her husband's attention. Frank was confused and concerned, and he turns over to try to ask her what was the matter. Then he sees it. The headlights flash over the figure, showing giant red glowing eyes. And he panics and begins to race back towards town and to safety. Where they went, the creature followed. According to first eyewitness accounts, the thing went up like a helicopter. Although it appeared to be a clumsy runner as they viewed it at the power plant, even the car speeding at over 100 miles per hour. The couple managed to escape, reporting the incident to local authorities. The town of Pleasant Point was on high alert and on edge, even arming themselves with rifles upon reading the mysterious story of the giant flying creature with glowing red eyes. Mothman, as the creature was later coined, was seen by the public as a harbinger of doom. Multiple sightings over the next year were reported, with the creature lurking outside homes, chasing cars, and even stealing pet dogs. Until the collapse of a major bridge in October 1967, eyewitnesses believe it's unrelated. However, evidence showed Mothman to have laid low since the disaster. Time passed, many years, many seasons, and Mothman became only what seemed like some strange story that kids would tell at camp until recently. We now are in the modern day. It is the year of 2020, October 13th in Salem, West Virginia. A family of 3 lives in a single-story house in a suburb outside of the hustle and bustle of town. The father, Ken Barberry, age 35, and mother, Mary, age 28, have a young son named Timmy. His age is not listed due to him being a minor, but both of his parents work a busy job as a doctor and a nurse at the Chicago hospital, which leaves Timmy with a babysitter, Jody May, age 18, most nights when he was not in school. Jody was a sweet, attentive girl who was a babysitting to earn extra money to put towards a college fund. Now, everybody knows how expensive college funds can be. And she wished to be a veterinarian when she grew up and absolutely loved animals. The Barberries picked her up after they found her ad on a poster in the park. They liked to take frequent walks. Well, walks when they had the time. Jody's aspirations and sweet nature made her a perfect fit to help watch over their little Timmy. Well, they had to work the daily grind of healing others. His mother felt horrible leaving him alone so often. So last year for Christmas, she gifted him with a husky puppy. Timmy lovingly deemed him to be called Balto, after one of his favorite films called, you guessed it, Balto. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it is a great film, so check it out if you haven't yet. Jody went without with Timmy to help pick a collar out that had a cute little paw print attached with his name engraved. Jody would make dinner each night for him, and he was sent out to play outside with Balto. Wednesday evening, the babysitter had just put a meatloaf in the oven and nudged Timmy and the puppy to go out and play, with a warning to stay in the yard. He giggled and then agreed and ran off to play, grabbing a stick to throw for Balto. Even as a puppy, Balto instantly fell in love with the game of fetch, sometimes even playing for hours upon hours on end. His other favorite pastimes were as follows: eating bugs, rolling in the mud to their parents' chagrin, and chasing butterflies. Such a sweet puppy. And it was approximately 7 p.m., with the sun just starting to set on the horizon. Timmy went to throw the stick for the fourth time. His arm halted mid-throw when Balto started to bark like crazy. And he saw two glowing red circles just beyond the trees of the woods that they were told not to actually venture out to. And it was right behind the property. Curious, Timmy was distracted and unable to catch Balto, who bolted after the red circles, disappearing into the now darkening woods. He chased after Balto, trying to catch him, shouting his name over and over, with no luck. Timmy stopped just outside the woods. He remembered the warning from the babysitter, and he did not want to get in trouble. So he attempted to peer into the woods for Balto, and again, he had no luck. 7:45 p.m. Timmy runs inside to tell Jody what happened. They both go back outside with flashlights to search for the dog. They searched and searched for a couple of hours. The only signs of poor Balto was a little paw prints going in a circle, and then they just vanished. When Timmy's parents arrived home, they were so distraught to hear of what happened to Balto, and disbelief that he could have disappeared in such a fast time with no traces of where he went. They too searched the woods again, even trying to tempt the puppy with his favorite snack being those bacon treats. And there was still no luck again, and everybody knows how, puppies just love those treats. So Timmy cried and cried and cried some more, missing his furry friend that was so viciously stolen from him. And as years passed, he still had a difficult time understanding what exactly happened, and is haunted to this day of what had occurred and what he witnessed. Allegedly, It is surmised that the puppy had been stolen by none other than the Mothman from those campfire stories. So be on your guard, and investigations will continue as we search for the cryptid known as Mothman. But make no mistake, and don't rest easy, hunters, for there are many more investigations at large, and they will need to be solved. Many more poor, unfortunate souls are unable to rest easily as they are haunted by those creatures. Until next time, when we convene together in this hunter's cabin, stay safe, protect the innocent, trust your instincts, and remember, the hunt is never done. Happy hunting!